Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 187 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we've got a great show in store for you. Two great listings. One is going to be in Garland. The other one will be in Plano.
And in our second segment, we're going to talk about ways to save money in this Texas heat.
So we actually took last week off because it's 4th of July, and as you can tell, we're still working through the systems and getting these cogs moving, but we are glad that you're here. If you're like us, it is hot outside, and even pools right now don't feel that great. That's
true. That's very true. I think they revised the forecast yesterday and took that 199-degree day out.
I know. So it is one of the reasons why we came up with the idea for the second segment, just because so much is going on. If you're not from Texas, you probably heard that we had a little bit of issue a couple winters ago in February where ERCOT was not ready, the grid wasn't, and as we've seen already, there have been rumblings and there are certain, I guess, PR pieces that have been already put out that are talking about how and what to do to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yes, yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
Best of luck.
So in your 2 weeks off, what did you do?
I went to Camp Sanguinity. I always do that. It's partnered up with Cook's Children. It's a really great time. We spend an entire year getting set up for it. We go to a property in Camp John Mark, and we are there for about 8 days. And it is a great time. We get siblings and we get those that are in treatment or out of treatment, bring them together, and we have a fun week where the kids are kids and they actually get to do just about anything. It's a really great time for them to learn because they've been so waited on and needed to be waited on for so long that this is a really good chance for them to be kids and to experience everything from that, and also get to be around peers and see how it all kind of works out.
What age range are they?
We are 6 to 16.
6 to 16.
And we do have a leadership group that starts at 17, and then you have to take a year off, and you can come back and be a counselor at 19.
Very cool.
So it's a really great time. It's
Yeah.
hot, brutal hot, brutal hot.
Yeah,
We got it, though. So what did you do?
I had pool party.
Good for you.
Good
for
Adrian
you.
and I have a pool party right around the 4th of July every year, and I think this is our 8th year to do it, and it's so much fun because like this year we invited probably 125 people. Wow. And we had about 85 or 90 show up.
Pretty great.
Yeah, it was fun. We did hamburgers, hot dogs. Our friends brought stuff to drink, and everybody just hung out in the pool all day, and it was really. I'll tell you what I did do is one of the best investments I've made this year is
right.
I bought a swamp cooler, and a swamp cooler from Home Depot.
Okay.
You know what a swamp cooler is?
I do, because I had one in San Angelo,
Okay.
a rental I used.
So it's a roll around piece that you plug in, and you put the water hose into it, and you turn it on, and it must lower the air temperature 20 degrees as it blows across you.
So do you blow it into the pool?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. It's far enough away from the pool that if somebody bumps it, it's not going to come in. But
it still makes that big of a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, and and there we go. Look at that. I think that's exactly the one I have, as a matter of fact.
Wow. Wow.
So everybody loved that. I mean, it really, really was a game changer because it was 100 and something degrees we did our party on Saturday so that we could have the rest of the weekend to go to other parties. Well, that too.
Did Updike Pugh sponsor pools or bags or anything?
No. This is a friend's party.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, this is just a friend's party. So we did give away a bunch of the
Pink flamingos?
no the orange cups. We did
good.
give a bunch of those away.
Good.
So
Those are great ones. Those are
it was a lot
great.
of fun.
Good.
I'm glad to be back. I'm really glad to be back here.
I am too. And it's interesting because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of talk in the news right now about how the market is softening up to a degree for buyers. And again, we're always going to say it. It really depends on the location. It depends on the property. It is not a blanket statement that can usually be used across all of DFW. And so what we like to do is talk about different areas. And one of the things that we put together is a market watch where we're going to look at Dallas County. And we're really just going to look at the last 7 days and just in Dallas County.
And we're actually going to compare, since we took last week off, we're comparing this to 2 weeks ago. And that's still such a short time frame. I think it shows what we want to show. Coming soons were up by 10% compared to 2 weeks ago. There were 99 of those in Dallas County. The new active listings were down about 2%, but there were 571 of those, which is a reasonable number. The properties that went into the option period were down by 11%, down to 345. And that doesn't surprise me since we had that 4th of July holiday in there. You know, a lot of people took Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday off. So
Absolutely.
the real estate industry was it was crickets that weekend.
It was crickets because I could see my email. And then once the contract has been completely negotiated, we move into what's called the pending status. And now we're just waiting on the lenders to get everything to the title work to come back, and also probably HOA docs to be reviewed. And those contracts that have now moved into pending are down 10%, 200 versus 222 2 weeks ago. And we move into sold. So now we've talked about everything that's closed. Everybody's happy. Funds have been distributed. Keys been delivered. We're talking down 22% to 352 units, and that's down about 100, which is 453 2 weeks ago. But again, I, like Jeff, believe that because of the holiday weekend, and if you're not from Dallas, you have to understand that on 4-day weekends, people leave Dallas. They are headed to the mountains. They are headed to the other beaches, just about anywhere else, lakes included, just to get out of Dallas, I think is what happened. So, and I think also if you were here, I think that the heat really kind of may have hampered it because, you know, we had an open house this weekend, and, you know, it was 105 that day. And I mean, we had good traffic. Yeah, you can see right here, we're at 99 already. Wow. This is just amazing. But we had good traffic on the house. But again, I think people were just kind of coming in and out. There weren't a lot of looky-loos. Sometimes we get that.
I do think we had some neighbors and we had some friends of the owners, but I think we did have some very sincere people that were out looking for a house.
So when I was in new home sales, I used to always say that the best filter for getting true buyers into a model home and to show them was bad weather, rain, hot, allergies, whatever it was. Nobody came out unless they had to buy. And I feel like what you said, serious people came through that open house.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I like a lot.
So let's talk about our properties.
Let's do it.
Okay. Our first house today is at 2514 Bison Court, and this is in Garland. This is a really great section of Garland that is really just on the edge of Garland. You've got wonderful access up to the George Bush Turnpike. That can get you all the way over to DFW in about 25 minutes, I'm going to say. Lots and lots of parks. Garland is one of the unique cities that has school of choice. So you can choose whichever elementary, whichever middle school, whichever high school you want to go to.
And I think when you step back and look, this is a great example. Thank you for doing that, Ben. When you step back and look at the map, you can see 635 and also President George Bush Toll Road. They're pretty close to you along with 75. So when you're commuting, this is a really great way to get around. It makes a huge difference if you don't have to go all the way up to Plano, to Frisco, Pilot Point, whatever. If you're inside of this little zone for commuting, I do think that in the near future, Garland will be one of the go-to neighborhoods for people that don't want to go any further.
I agree. I definitely agree. And Garland has done a really good job in investing money into their park system. The Spring Creek Park Reserve is one of the really great places to go. You have pools and hiking trails and as you can see, soccer courts or football, depending on where you're from.
Good for you on that one. Wow. And then also one of the things that we like in this area is how diverse it is. And diversity will show itself many times in the food that is around. And DFW Chinatown is amazing. This is a really great place. We go there all the time because it has such a variety of Asian food.
Yep. It's got Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, Vietnamese. We've eaten at, I don't know, half a dozen of the restaurants there.
And actually yesterday when we went and checked out this, just checked on the house, we went to a Mediterranean restaurant that had just opened up and it was amazing. And I can't remember what it was called.
It's not very far from there.
Nope. Just around the corner.
You know, that restaurant that we really like in here is called Jin Chi.
Oh yeah.
And that they have amazing soup dumplings. Their dumplings, as you see right there, are really fantastic. I haven't eaten anything there I didn't like.
I would say that their soup dumplings are superb and they're also really big. So if you're like me and love soup dumplings, this is a go-to. So let's talk about 2514 Bison Court. It is a 5-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half, 2-car garage. It comes in just under 3,200 square feet and is priced at $499,900.
Really great drive up on this. It's a cul-de-sac, so you've only got a few homes right there around you. 2-car garage entry is all in the front. 2-story home, as you can see, really grand entry with the open story or open.
Concept.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah. There are 10-foot ceilings on the first floor throughout the rest of the home. As you can see here, you've got really great open spaces, big wide windows, great light in this home. The tile floors that they've done on the first floor really make this a low maintenance property.
Absolutely. And we actually just had this home painted and we had new carpet installed. So it's really great. And one of the things about this floor plan is that it has both a formal living dining and then you also have the family room. When I was in new home sales, we had this house and it was called the Jennings was the floor plan. And many times that front formal seating area was converted into a home office. It worked out perfectly.
Interesting. Island kitchen, sink that looks out over the backyard, really nice yard in the back. You have this openness that you're looking back from the kitchen back in toward the den. So you've got a very logical place to put your TV on that end of the room. This home is unique and it's got this little butler pantry area. And then that door to the left you see there is a really large utility room.
Which is really surprising because you don't usually get that. And here we have a half bath. This half bath is between the family room and the other two formals by the garage. And when you swing upstairs, you have a room that has, or a landing that has really high ceilings. And then you have all of the bedrooms, which kind of come off this one central area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 5 bedrooms. We're going to zip kind of through those, I think. But they all have great light. They have high ceilings in them. You can see they've got a little bit of architectural feel because they did follow the roof line on the edges of these rooms.
Right. And so again, nice and clean. The one thing that we tried to do on this house is really make it turnkey move-in ready. So upon closing and funding, keys are distributed on this one. All you have to do is set up your utilities. You've got plenty of blinds already there. Mm-hmm. There's really nothing that comes out of pocket. And when you step into the master bedroom, this is the last bedroom that we have upstairs. Again, you can see that it is oversized, tray ceilings, a little bump out there for additional window. Great light in this one as well. I thought that is so important on that master right here.
Nice bathroom, plenty of space, double sink vanity. Those 2 closets step into a huge walk-in closet. Separate tub and shower. The tub and those countertops are all cultured marble, so they're really stain resistant, heat resistant, just really very useful.
An easy low maintenance backyard. You can see here, easy neighbors. So 2514 Bison Court is a 5-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half, 2-car garage, built in 99, just under 3,200 square feet. Priced at $499, which is $159.31 a foot. Mm-hmm. And if you would like to make that your home, let us know. So what we do in the comments is we're going to give you a link. Click on that link and you can search around the areas, find out what's near to you, what's important to you, look at all the pictures at your own time, share it with a friend, get their input on it. And if you'd like to take a look at it, let us know and we'd be happy to make that happen.
That we will.
Okay. Shifting gears,
moving on to our second home today. This is such an incredible home. Probably one of the nicest homes that we've ever been able to present. This is 3505 Nancy Court in Plano. And this is such a wonderful, small neighborhood, voluntary homeowners association. We had one of the owners, neighbors come into the open house and he said, even though it is a voluntary association, out of the 360 homes in the neighborhood, 320 of them participate and pay, I think he said it was $200 annual.
A year.
Yeah, $200 a year. And such a well-maintained neighborhood. Location-wise, you have access to so many great things, whether it's shopping, medical care, whatever. The Shops at Legacy is only a couple of miles from there. And the Shops at Legacy, this used to be called Legacy East, and there is everything from clothing stores, food, just everything there.
It's almost like an outdoor mall. If you're not familiar with like La Cantera in San Antonio or the Dominion down in San Antonio, or Austin. I mean, this is pretty much the exact same thing. And we always think it's really interesting is when a restaurant here in Dallas makes it, they will always head north. And so you'll find out like a Mi Casina up here or something that, was like one of the founding Tex-Mex here in Dallas proper. So lots of great things to do, everything that you need at your disposal. And it is just an overall great place. One of the other things is, do you have something?
I was going to say, kind of piggyback on what you said about restaurants that make it in Dallas, make it out here. The reverse also happens at this shopping center because Raw Sushi Bar is first started out at Shops of Legacy, and now they've got them in Addison. They've got one in Irving. They've really we've been there for lunch before.
We have. They need to actually bring one all the way into West Village or downtown.
That would be a great idea because they have while they've got all that traditional sushi, you can see how creative they can get. Really great place to go. I'd love to have one a little closer to us.
And then we also have the Angelical Movie Theater, which is a really great place. They do a lot of the indie films in here, which is amazing. And again, we have one of these in downtown Dallas over there at West Village, and we always go to this one. So check this out as well. They have some really unique ones. So go to their website. There's a lot of fun stuff that they do during the summer, and sometimes they even have like special Monday and Thursday night showings.
And last of all, Children's Medical Center Plano. I wanted to mention that because our friend Kavita, who subbed for Weston a few weeks ago, is a doctor there. It is a fantastic medical location. If you have any kind of pediatric need whatsoever, it is the place to go.
It is. And actually, when I was in leadership for Metrotex, and my day that we hosted was medical, and we took 45 people through Children's Medical.
Wow.
And let me tell you, they are serious about security.
Yeah.
That was quite the event trying to get everyone. So let's take a look at 3505 Nancy Court. Is a 4-bedroom, 4-full 2-car garage. It is just under 4,200 square feet, priced at $875,000. That is $209 a foot.
Wow. Great.
Let's talk about this amazing house.
So the drive up on this is really quite incredible. As you can see, the front of the house is so well lit. All of this lighting is LED lighting. There is no incandescent. There is nothing in this house that is anything other than LED.
And it is not what you expect in a house that was built in this era. It has a nice walk up, really good pavers that have been done with the Tejas around. And as you come in the front door, that wonderful iron and glass door, you see a really cool staircase on one side. And then you have a great office on this side.
9-foot ceilings throughout the first floor. The traditional study, heavy wood, done very nicely. Great privacy there with just the lower blinds on the front. Then across the hallway, you step into the living room with the beambox ceiling, the telescopic doors that open up to the side yard. This room is incredibly large.
I loved how great this thing feels. And one of the things, too, that he did is he pulled the fence all the way forward so it adds a layer of security and lets you reclaim that for a little dog run. And a great transition from this family room into this dining room. The dining room right now is only set up to seat 8, but I easily think that you could hit 14.
Oh, easily.
Easily. It's got storage, and it also has a wet bar. He has done a great job with this renovation. I love all the elements in this house.
He's done, I think, a really great job of of meshing the traditional style of the house itself with a more modern feel.
And there is storage galore in this kitchen. Each one of the drawers, as you open them up, almost all of them have rollers that come all the way out, which is so great. The blue island that you see right there has an entire backside of doors that open up with those. And as you can see here, how many houses do you get that have both a modern and a farmhouse feeling island, and they go seamlessly together?
And you don't need a breakfast room in this because you've got a eat up bar space for at least 5 people there. And this is a quartzite countertop there. You can see the butcher block is on the other island. Quartzite is a really highly compressed product that stands up so much better than quartz or granite or anything.
Now, not only do we have a office downstairs, but we also have an ensuite bedroom, and this is the bathroom that is downstairs, which makes it extremely unique. That was one of the big questions that people have had is, does it actually have a bedroom and an office downstairs? And as you're on your way to the master bedroom, don't forget to stop into the wine grotto and grab a glass of, or a bottle of wine, and head into this amazing downstairs master bedroom.
Double trade ceilings in this room, plenty of room for a little seating area off to the left there. Great light that's in here. That's a king size bed, so this is a really great oversized room.
Everything you need is here in this master bathroom, including the walk-in shower that has the controls just on the other side of the door, along with a towel heater, and then everything you could imagine in this master closet. Everything.
And this is all custom work. He has done such a great job. Shoe storage. There is, I don't know if we show a picture of the jewelry storage yet. I think
we don't.
We don't. Jewelry storage, it's just incredible. And this is a view, once you come upstairs and are looking down, you've got this great little kind of landing point there. This could be a wonderful place if somebody needed to have another area to work from home, or a homework area. This room is the pub room. Great little room. Bar room, TV room, game room, whatever you want it to be.
And if you have the need for another bedroom, this could easily be retroed into another bedroom. Now, not only do we have two other designated bedrooms, but we also have a gym upstairs that has its own little window and nook. And as you can see here, bedroom number 1 is off the front of the house, has trade ceilings. These are all en suite with custom walk-in closets as well. And as you can see here, nothing was spared when it comes to the fit and finish of these walk-in showers. They are amazing.
And this is the back bedroom that's on the second story. Again, great light, ceiling fans where they're appropriate, wood floors throughout this second floor, and then it also has its own ensuite bath. They made the decision, one of these has a stand-up shower and one of them has a bathtub. And it just, it makes so much sense to me.
So let's have a party and let's take it outside. You've got great covered seating, access to the garage. You can see here we've got the additional space for the TV and protection of that. There is green space around, so if you've got the four-legged friend, do not fret. You've got plenty of room for him or her, and great fun for everyone. This could be a 4th of July amazing home.
Yeah, the pool was done incredibly well with the new Pebble Tech is basically what it is. And they added extra sparkle to the pool. This is the commercial grade roller fence that opens to this garage. The painted floor, all of the cabinetry storage is there. All of those undermount lights are on motion sensors, and you can see here to the right that you have an extra parking pad. So if you need place for an RV, a boat, whatever, you have a place for that, and it's hidden behind the fence.
So this is 3505 Nancy Court, 4 full bed, 4 full bath, 2-car garage, built in '84, just under 4,200 square feet, priced at $875, which is $209.28. And this is an amazing home. Now, in the link, you're going to be able to take and click on that. I know there are many pictures that we did not use today. Please look them over. Let us know if this is something you'd like to look at, and we'll be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information, and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to episode 187 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today in the second segment, we are going to talk about ways to make your home more energy efficient and save money, because it is hot in Texas.
It is hot as heck out there.
It is. And so we got a lot of these of this information from the Ergot website, and then we also kind of backfilled it in doing some research on Google just to kind of really think about what we can do that's both easy and impactful. And so there's a lot of things that we all know. There are others that can be added to this list, but what we wanted to do was, again, what's easy and what can make the biggest impact.
The first thing that we would recommend is move toward the programmable thermostats, whether it's, almost everybody makes them now.
Yep.
Nest makes them, Honeywell makes them, every other brand's got it. The really cool thing about this is you can set up a program so that when you're going to be gone, you can have it go all the way up to 78 or 80 degrees. And then when you're going to be back home an hour before that time happens, it can turn back down.
And it is really interesting because on the different websites, there is a huge discussion about how much money can be saved once an AC has gone above 78 degrees and is held above for more than 4 hours. And if that's done over and over for a month period consistently, they're discussing that can be between 15 and 20% in savings. So, but it really has to be, again, over 78 degrees, and it also has to hold for 4 hours for the entire 30 days. But that's a really big savings, especially like the electric bills are really going to ramp up this month. I think people are really going to be surprised at what happens because we are hitting 100 since July the 1st.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. Mine already this last month was the highest it's been in years.
Years.
Yeah.
And they are so smart. They're so easy to install right now. I think the one that we use is Ecobee. But again, these things can sync up to your phone. I know that Jason has actually turned we forgot to turn it down on vacation, and he was able to go through the Wi-Fi and change it so that while we were out of state, we could make sure that we were not cooling a house that we were not using.
The second point we wanted to bring up today is to shade your compressor outside of your house. And this never dawned on me. I had to go back and read this because I thought that didn't make sense.
It didn't.
But it actually does. And so if your air conditioner compressor is in an open area where it's going to be beaten with sun all the time, you can build a shade above that. Now you need to build it a couple of feet, at least 2 feet above it, because you need to have the air circulation going in and around it. But shade it from that temperature, and it will help keep it operating more efficiently and keep your home cooler.
And a lot of times they talk about planting shrubs and trees, now not limiting the air intake. But one of the things that in this, like researching for this second segment, we realized that one of the things that compressor does is it runs more efficiently when it doesn't have to pull in the hottest air, so that by creating that shade, the area in that area and the ground itself do not get heated to that cracking point, and therefore they're not as hard. When your AC doesn't have to run all the time or as hard, it extends the life and it's much more efficient. So this is a really easy thing. What really queued me up when I saw this is I remember driving this last weekend, and I saw someone who had taken 2 sunbrellas and put them around their AC unit, and I thinking it was facing due west. So they were really trying to help limit that, and it makes sense. It was one of the big ones that I had never heard of. So what's number 2 on the 3 on the list?
Number 3 is insulation. Insulate. Everything.
And it's so interesting because the house that we bought did not have enough insulation. And if you're not familiar with it, and if you've been in your home for 20 years and you're like, well, we have, R19 insulation does compact. And so what could have been 19, which I think is like 18 inches, over the time can shrink down to 12, even less. And so adding insulation is so important. We did this. I don't know why we didn't do it the first time we were there, but that insulation that we added really cut down on an amount of time that we could hear the AC running, and it also kept that front room so much cooler, Jeff. It was noticeable from the minute it started warming up outside.
Interesting.
And if you're not believing or not as familiar with it, just know that all new home construction now almost completely has gone to foam insulation, and that is a modern miracle.
Well, and that's on that the house we talked about earlier on Nancy Court. He foamed that entire attic.
And it's freezing in that house almost.
Yeah, it was 100 and it was 105, and he had that house down to 68 degrees for us during the open house.
It is amazing.
Which is almost impossible.
Yeah, 100%. And so just doing the attic is great, but insulate your AC high pressure lines. Make sure that your windows have not lost their insulation seal. There's just a bunch of things that you can do that will extend the money and decrease your expenses.
And number 4 kind of tags on to number 3, but it's talking about don't lose your cool air, which is really about, watch where air can escape from your home. Make sure that your flue is closed on your chimney this time of year. If you've got doggy doors, maybe you don't need to leave those available all the time. You can close the door down on them. The insulation around doors is incredibly important this time of year.
Weather stripping, it is your best friend. One of the quickest ways to tell if your insulation or your weather stripping is right is, can you see daylight? If you can see daylight on any of the corners or on the bottom, it's not fit right. The other thing to remember is that when you turn on your vent, whether it's on the stove, the bathroom, or in a utility room, it is pulling out the cool air and replacing it with hot air.
So I replaced my fan in my bathroom with a push button little timer thing. It's got 4 buttons on it and the off plus the off button, but you can turn it, punch it, and it's going to stay on for 5 minutes. You can punch it, it's going to stay on for 10 minutes. You can punch it, it's going to stay on for 20 minutes.
So that you don't walk out and run all day.
I am horrible about doing that. I leave and come back at 5 o'clock in the evening. It's like, oh, that fan's been on all day.
Oh, look, there it is.
Exactly.
Way to
It's
go,
exactly
Ben.
what it is.
Ben is on his game. Ben must have had a Red Bull before our show. I love that. Now, last but not least is replacing halogen lights. And this is something that was just recently done in our house. We had tons of can lights. I want to say 24 can lights that were halogen. And you could just feel that there was a heating going on in that house that we could not figure out. And so we replaced it. And one of the most amazing things is they've really gotten those light temperatures also down. And I'm not talking about heat. I'm talking about the color temperatures. And you can almost make them dim to where they look like an incandescent now.
So the ones Adrian bought, and these are not expensive, they're $20 or $25 a piece. The ones he bought hooked to his Alexa, and he can change the temperature of the lights in his living room because that's all a group from soft white, bright white. I mean, he can, it's amazing. So if you really need a lot of light, bright white it is. But if you're trying to have, a quiet evening and you want, soft white's where you go.
And I'm not like shaking my head in disgust because he did that. I'm angry because I wanted those. And I told someone that that's what I wanted. And he ran to Home Depot and bought the ones that didn't have the Wi-Fi. And so
it happens.
Doesn't it though?
Well, I hope y'all found that helpful. We've really enjoyed being back with you today. If there are any topics you'd like for us to discuss, certainly let us know.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.